Well, hello guys and welcome. It's Amanda here. Welcome to Arts and Wellness Cafe. And I haven't got my, I don't normally drink coffee. I drink cappuccino, but I normally have a cup of tea, 2 cups of tea, 1 green tea with plants from my garden, and then just an ordinary cup of tea. So I get the best of both worlds. I still love my tea. Anyway, but today I've just got water in the studio. So, how are you? Thanks for joining me. As I say, each week it's today's session video recording is as if you just walked into my studio and we're just going to hang out for a little bit. Okay, so what have you been up to? I hope that you've been doing something that's creative and that you've been inspired this week. We're practically near the end of the week, but I like to think that you use up the days to the best of your ability. You know, like some people say, oh my gosh, it's the end of the week already, and it's like you're only on Tuesday. Or, oh my gosh, the day's nearly gone and it's just like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So let's look at the time that we have and make the most of the time that we have each and every day. And so with that, I'll get into some of the things I wanted to talk to you about. So, as I said, welcome. If this is your first time on the channel, I'm a mixed media artist and I love to create. And if you're a regular, then thank you for coming back. We have some new visitors and subscribers to the channel, so welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Also think about looking at my Patreon site. I do a lot of behind the scenes and other tutorials, and there's different tiers and you get different rewards, and you can find the link for it up there. I think I'm pointing in the right direction. Anyway, it's at the top of the screen. So yeah, today's actually Thursday, so I normally bring these out on Wednesday, and I thought to myself, this week had been already quite busy and I had a lot of things to think about. So over the last 2 weeks I've been less on schedule, and I was just reflecting on a few things and still kind of working things out in my mind. And also, do you know what, yeah, well, I'll talk about that. It's about something that I've been doing and how it's kind of changing, making me think of my art practice in a different way, and I'm wondering whether, you know, well, do you want to go down that road or not? So I've been, let me just go into it, otherwise I'll forget. But I've been doing a lot of slow stitching and a lot of work with fabric, and part of me was saying, does this make you a fabric artist or a textile artist? And it doesn't necessarily. That's why I use the term mixed media, because it means that I can jump from, you know, I can be doing clay and fabric 1 minute to painting, to art journaling, to bookbinding, to writing poetry, to singing. No, I do sing sometimes. I do sing. It's funny. I'll be in the kitchen, because our kitchen then opens out onto the kind of veranda, which is the way that you would come in to the house. And I'll be there cooking, or I don't know, making something, and I'll just burst out in song. And it's lucky these houses are detached, because it'd be like I'll be singing at the top of my lungs. Just, you know, it's like that saying, you know, dance as if no one's watching. And it's just like, just expressing yourself. I had, when I was younger, wanted to be part of a lovers rock group, for those who are from my era, so you would know what lovers rock is. And I did write a few lovers rock songs, and I've done quite a bit of poetry, and that has been something that I've been sharing over the weeks on my podcast. And recently I found all the poetry that I'd written over the years, from like going back to 1985, and it's like a long time. And some of it is actually, you know, really quite interesting when you think about what I was writing about then and thinking about now. And it's a lot of it is about emotions, feelings, and I think I had some dark periods back then where you just think, you know, that idea. I was one of those girls who, I'm just trying to think if I can say this right, but I remember, and I'm sure some of us remember, sitting by the phone waiting for the call, but you didn't call, or you want to show up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's just like, this can't work like this. Anyway, so been doing the textiles, and I really love it. I really love the stitching, and it's another kind of revelation, same kind of similar to the revelation I had with pastels. Like, I hated pastels, I hated the feeling on my hands, and to some extent I still do. I don't hate it with a passion now, but I dislike my hands feeling all kind of dusty and dry. But I can work through it when I'm using the pastels, that I work through it, and the soft pastels I find, I love working with them. But with the stitching, it was just like, I thought to myself, I ain't got time to embroider. And although I had this book, I brought this book many years ago, and it's only 10p, 100 embroidery stitches, and it was when I first got my sewing machine. And I was looking through it and I was thinking, thank God my sewing machine has got 30 odd stitches, because I ain't got time to be sitting there embroidering, despite having brought, I've got about 3 embroidery hoops, 4 actually, a plastic one, a small wooden one, and then 2 bigger wooden ones. And I dabbled with it, but never kind of really, you know, embraced it full on, because I just thought, I do not have the patience for it. Flip forward to, and I think it's an artist. I mean, I had done some stitching before I was then asked to be part of a show, which was some of the artists were doing the Boro Shishiko style stitches and quilting. They were all textile artists. It was brilliant, and I was really honoured to be asked to be part of this group. And so I had to come up with, I had a year and started working the last 2 months. It was just like, you've had a whole year, what's wrong with you? But anyway, my piece came together, and I really liked it. And so she'd asked me to be part of this, and since then it's just like I haven't been able to put down the needle and different types of threads. And if you can see, I've got all my light embroidery threads behind me. I've got now my textiles, all my fabric. I've got another 2-3 bins of fabric and leather, and it's just like I realised that I've always loved working with fabric, even though I hadn't kind of made much, and I always wanted to make my own clothes. I've still got ideas for things. I just want some simple tops or dresses that are kind of loose, and you know, in the Caribbean you just want something loose, light and flowy. So in the Caribbean breeze, it kind of, you know. Anyway, so I was just like, but now does that mean that you don't like doing journals? I'm surrounded by my art journals, but I still love it. Does it mean that you don't like creating stamps? I still like, you know, still love it. Painting, everything in between. I even tried my hand. I like, you know, the lino cutting and then printing as well. So I've done a bit of that. And so for me, mixed media is all about kind of just being free with the mediums that you have, and deciding which medium at that particular point you want to use to express. And so that's how I use it. So I've been doing a lot of these fabric pieces. I've got one that I just finished recently, and I've got others to share, but they will come in time. And even I made this fabric, it was supposed to be like a fabric journal, and I will actually do a little flip through at the end for you, and you can have a look and see what kind of things I've done in it and how I've utilised it. That might be interesting. And I've come across some other things. There's a lady, I recently just came across her. She's doing these wonderful books. I think her name is Handmade by Anne with an E, and it's the So Book of the Soul, no, So for the Soul book, handmade book. Anyway, it's a handmade book with between, I think there's 6 signatures. Is it 6 signatures? So 12 pages, and then the front and the back cover, but you're able to make more if you want. And it's just really simply put together using cotton wadding, and I don't have any cotton wadding, but I think you can use any type of material inside as your the book. Sorry, I'm a bit sniffly today. Yeah, it looked like I felt I was watching her videos yesterday, and it was just like, I just want to do this now. I need to just stop everything, and that's the thing. It's just like, I've got to do it now. And then today I saw some fabric bowls. I've always wanted to make some mixed media bowls, but I saw these. They're just kind of quite a shallow bowl, but a few inches, and they come out like that, but they're really pretty. I really like them, and it's again something that I'd like to try as well. So let us get on. Anyway, so now that I love stitching, I've learned the French knot recently. I normally do just a simple straight stitch, and obviously I could do back stitch and chain stitch, so I can do a few of them, which I think I learned at school, because we used to have classes in primary school. They used to do like sewing, and I don't even know what they called it, but so I'm going to go through this book and learn all the stitches, because it's actually really nice. So when you're doing the fabric wall hangings that I've been doing, to incorporate some decorative stitches, as opposed to, with the straight stitch, I think that's what it's called, straight stitch, the flat stitch, I don't know, but you can do some really running stitch, so it's running stitch. You can do some, really interesting patterns, because you can, create shapes and circles and things. And like with the borrow, when you're layering and doing different, the stitches in different directions and using different colours, you can get some really lovely effects. And I have, the one that, can you see that? I've had to organise the work that I've been working on, because again, just like with the different supplies I might work with, I'll work on a particular piece and then start another piece and another, so I might have several going at the same time, and then there'll come a point where they all need to be, say, sewn with the machine, or they'll all need an embellishment. So I kind of bring them along together, and then I might start a random one, like I put these pieces together, and just random pieces of cloth that I had found as I was clearing up. I found it. Okay, so let's get on, and I'll mention a couple of things, and then we'll look through the journals, and I'll show you some other things that I've been working on. So there's the print exhibition that I've got 2 pieces of work, and I've got prints and cards, and that's going on until the 15th, so that's Saturday. So there's still, you know, a couple of days. 6 o'clock on Saturday. So if you're in Barbados, or if you're heading to Barbados and you're going to arrive on Friday, or you're arriving when I uploaded this video, you've got time to come and see the work. If not, go and see the if you click on my link, I've got I think I've uploaded it so far. I'll have to double check, but I did a video and talked to a few of the artists that were there at the time, and there's an online gallery that you can also check out, so that's lovely. And you can also, if you're interested in buying the work, look at the Artists Alliance Barbados.com. The artist should be listed, or BajanArt.com, and you know, if you see some work that you're interested in, contact the artist, and you know, you could be receiving that piece you've always wanted to be in your home. So there is that. The NCF, National Cultural Foundation, has started an initiative at the Queen's Park Gallery, and it's like a arts materials bank. So different companies and, you know, different organisations and individuals have donated stuff, and as an artist you go and you get a bag and you fill it, and it's a great way to, you know, recycle, upcycle, utilize some of the supplies. And what I've been doing in the studio is going through some of my supplies and packing some stuff up to take down, because I went and I received and I got quite, you know, a bit of fabric, and what else did I get? Some beads. So I got a few beads. There's amber, I think this is amber, but it was on a necklace. But what I do is I just cut the necklace, because I use the beads in work. So I'm looking forward to finding a particular piece that those can actually go on. And yeah, some of the work, it has hanging beads like this. Yeah, I just incorporate it all, painted fabric, whatever I have to hand, or whatever's inspiring me. So I've been, going through a lot of stuff, and it's amazing when you think about how much things you collect over the years, art supplies. And the way that I'm doing it now is I'm saying to myself, okay, you brought it to Barbados, but have you used it in the last 5 years? And if you haven't used it in the last 5 years, then somebody else can use it. Somebody else may be able to do something brilliant with it. So I'm hopefully either today or tomorrow going to be taking down a whole load of stuff. There's a few more things that I wanted to go through, but maybe I'll just take these and then go through the others, because I think it's the whole of August, so there's still time to go and collect. And if you're an artist, you know, if you too have got items that you think, oh, somebody else might find this useful, then, you know, donate it. And you don't have to, you don't have to be, you might do crafts, or you might do assemblage art, or you might do mixed media. So don't say to yourself, oh no, there's nothing that I'll be able to get. I've also got some Photoshop magazines. They're like £12 in the UK, and they've got CDs with them, and they're in mint condition. So if you're an artist who does a lot of Photoshop work, and you are interested in getting some, on the CDs they have, like, you know, additional fonts or brushes, or loads of other stuff that they give you on this CD that you can upload to your computer. So it's a great way, again, for you to, you know, find something that you'll find interesting. I've also got craft magazines, again, mint condition, making cards, if you're interested in making cards. There's so many magazines I used to buy over the years that I used to look, I treat my books and my magazines really, really, really carefully. And yeah, I'm not one of these fold the page over kind of girls. It's like you've got to have a bookmark. Even if it's just a scrap of paper, you know, you've got to have something in there. Don't bend over the page. And yeah, so all my magazines are in like tip-top condition. So I've donated that. I've donated some craft stuff, some no paints, some stickers, papers, and loads of other stuff. So if again you are in Barbados, go and visit the Queen's Park Gallery. Wednesdays to Fridays between 9:30 and 4, I think it is. And yeah, you can go and see what else they have available. They also have fabric. What else did I see? Fabric, like, you know, those containers to store the posters, but these were massive. I guess they were like, you know, if you wanted canvas or whatever that you wanted to ship. There was some clothes there, and I would have said if you're a textile artist that it's the fabric. So I got there was a few dresses there that I just thought, oh my gosh, this fabric is amazing, and they're going to be cut up and used. So I'm really looking forward to using them. Beading, jewellery, so there's a wide range of things, foam, so just everything. So, you know, go down and have a look. So that's what I'm doing in the studio. I'm looking forward to getting these things out so that I can really work on the next kind of stage for me as an artist, and, you know, my workflow and a lot of the things that I want to do, and starting from a place of where everything is clear and ordered is something that I really desire. And also next week is my birthday week, so I think maybe my looming birthday that's looming, I'm also wanting to kind of go into my next year ready for anything, ready for change, ready for the opportunities, ready for the adventure. So it's like you've got to kind of get everything sorted out. So all the things that I've listed as my goals, my dreams, the books that I have written, but I want to illustrate, that I need to edit, that I need to get sorted out, even the work that there's so much work that I haven't shared that I want to start sharing, so that, you know, you can be inspired, the work can find new wonderful homes. So yeah, there's a lot to get on with. So let me just look through my list and see what else. Yeah, so I think that's probably about it. I want to show you the books that I've been working on. So last week I brought some of these they're white markers, paint Posca pens, and I love them, but I guess it's what you have over time. So if you're using them on a regular basis, if you stop using them, then they'll dry up. So that's what I found. I had about 20 pens and practically all of them have dried up. So I brought 3 new ones, and I've been doodling and just kind of tapping into another part of my creativity, and just looking forward to kind of moving everything together. So the design that I did on the book, I'd love to be able to do it in some sort of stitched form. I'm not sure whether that's possible, but let me now show you some of the things that I've been working on and my fabric book. And yeah, come on then, let's go. Okay, so just quickly, here is the book. These, I brought 3 of these. So they actually come slightly smaller. The one that I normally buy, it's not here. I think I've put it away over there somewhere in my drawer. Let's see. Oh, yeah, here it is. So I brought a few pens. So I like the actual size of these. These are the fine ones, and then this is the normal sized one. It's still fine. It's a 0.9 to 1.3 millimeters, and this one is a 0.7. But I do like the shortness of them. Yeah, I don't know. I just do. I just like the feel of them. Just being kind of dinky in your hands. And then I brought a jelly roll pen. And yeah, jelly roll anyway. And then these are chalk markers. And these can write on glass, and what else did it say it can write on? I had thought it was going to be glass, for use on glass, acrylic or similar surfaces. I wonder if it will, because I was trying to use it on black. Oh, anyway, it's wipeable. You can wipe it off if it's on glass, which is fine. And these are my Pro Marker pens. I've got a whole... Pro Marker pens are a whole nother story. I think I have done a review on the Pro Marker pens. Well, I've had mine for years, so yeah, probably about, what are we, about 15 years, and they're all doing really well. These ones are by Electroset, but I know Winsor & Newton, I don't know whether they took them over, or anyway, they're now doing Pro Marker pens, and I do have a few of the Winsor & Newton Pro Marker pens. Anyway, this is what I wanted to show you. So as soon as I got these pens, I was just like, oh my gosh, let me do some doodling. This is my ideas book, art and other things, and a lot of it's empty. But then a lot of it has got things that I wanted to have a place where I could put things, ideas that came to me, because at the moment what I do is I've got several different art journal books, and they're all over the place. The ideas are all over the place. So I wanted to have one place where I would put the ideas in, then I can go back and retrieve them, work on them, and so forth. So this was, yeah, the doodling that I did. I had actually done, they're called what, Zentangles. I did 2 submissions for a book called Zentangles and Oodles of Tangles or something like that, and I think they may be still available. I think it was by Northlight, I think that was the publishers. Anyway, but yeah, I love all of the kind of doodling, and this is a therapeutic activity, I find, as well. So you know, that might be something that you want to do. I wanted this to have a customized cover, as opposed to just, you know, looking like that, and just to inspire me. Anyway, so what I've also been doing is I've been just doing some journaling. Oh, I did some pages as well. I've got this one that I did. I haven't finished. Again, I was just like, you know, experimenting with shapes and thinking about the kind of shapes that I normally use in my work, and maybe having, like, putting them all together in a kind of, not a lookbook, but no, lookbook's not the right word, but somewhere I can look and think, okay, I want to use this shape, as opposed to kind of trying to think about it all the time. You know, like if you're coming to do, I mean, I just, yeah, like coming in and, you know, maybe kind of doing something and then building on it, but just having, yeah, a place where, again, you can have the kind of symbols of shapes that you normally use and build on them. So I did these 2, but I was working in my art journal. And I say my art journal, this is something I put together this week. It literally is my bills. I used to have phone bills back in the day, T-Mobile, and old bank statements. But the paper that they use is really, sorry, I was kind of blocking the light there. The paper that they use is really thick. so it's a lot thicker than ordinary printer paper. So next time you look at your bills after you've paid them, not before, you know, think about how you can, and this is going back to like 2004, and is it? Something like that. I'm sure I saw 2004. That's 2011, so 9 years ago. Anyway, so I just put them together in this book. I stitched, it's 2 signatures made of, I think there's 4 pages in each. And yeah, I just covered it with this handmade paper. And I was looking at it recently and I thought, oh, I want to do, I don't want to just leave it like this. I want to put me on there, not my photograph, but something from me. Anyway, so I just got some paper. I had a bag of just random paper and shapes, and so I thought, let me apply it to the page, and just, you know, this will be a great start whether I want to create a face or image or scene or whatever. This is a nice start to work with. And I've just been playing, just doodling, and then I've used the Pro Marker, I've used the Pro Marker pen in here, and I was just like, oh, I didn't even realise, because it's, I think it's, is it alcohol ink? It's permanent. Is it permanent? Sorry, there's a big fly in here. I thought they were permanent. Anyway, so that's what I used for the fly. It's broken now for the flies and the mosquitoes. Think how big the mosquitoes are over here. Not really, but they are big. They're bigger than they used to be. Anyway, so yeah, this is the page that I have started, and there's other bits of doodling that I want to get done. So it's a mixture of, you know, printed paper, and you know when the paper kind of goes yellow, it's kind of yeah, the way where I'm sitting, even though it's bright, it's kind of, you know, the light. Anyway, let's just get on, because we've not got much more to do. Anyway, so yeah, I've just been going through, and it was just like I had this bag of paper, and it's just like I want to get rid of it. I want to use it. I don't want to be I don't want it hanging around. I've got loads of paper. I've been collecting paper for years, so you can imagine I've given a lot of paper away. So you can imagine how much paper I've still got left, and cut up paper. I've got stickers. I was just looking through the stickers that I had, and I've given a lot of those away. And it was good that the oh, caught it. Sorry about that. The fly is gone. Anyway, yeah, so much. And oh, this is from this is a piece of art that I just did, not just did, I've done a while back, and it's just been floating around, so I thought, let me just put it in the journal, put it in your journal. And you know, this might be you know, a jump off page where I can maybe do some journaling, or I might add some more, and it's got stitching and beading on it as well. And so this is the other page I wanted to show you. So I applied paint. I applied the it's the Inktense bars. I love the Inktense range, and so I just added it to the page, and then I added gesso, and then I added some paint, and I've added some darker areas, and then went in with the pens. And the artist that inspired me was Elisa Burke. I hadn't necessarily, I don't necessarily start off with like, you know, purposefully add dark areas so that I can bring in the pens. And I just thought that was really great. I liked the idea, so I started it, and I doodled. I've done quite a bit of doodling, and I quite like the page. I quite like the page. I do like the page. I love the page. And so yeah, I was just playing and adding different images and shapes, and there you go. So the last thing I want to show you is my book, my art, my fabric journal. And so this is really a way for me to what is it? It's supposed to practice. So if I find a supply and I want to use it on fabric, I'll test it in here first. Or if there's some ideas that I've got, I will, again, do something in here. That is the idea behind the book. I haven't quite used it all the time like that because I become quite impulsive, and then start things like this. It's just like, all right, let me just put some fabric together. And I like the way that the colours are going. This isn't, I didn't do this. It came in a postcard pack. So this is from another artist, and this is African material, and then just, this is from IKEA. But it's got velvet, and then just, it's got velvet on it. So I was just like, oh, let me just, you know, experiment. And again, a lot of work starts like this and then carries on. Anyway, my thing's running out, but let me just show you this. So I've got, you know, crochet in there, a bit of painting, experimenting with different fabrics, and drawing in there, writing on the paper, not the paper, African inspired, and just trying stitches and other paints. So I will do another separate video of this, and you know, you'll be able to see it a bit better, and I might even do some work in there. So quickly, hope you've enjoyed that. Please do like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you next time. So take care and stay blessed and be a blessing.